Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Toku Portal podcast for Kishiryu Sentai Ryusoulger. I am Bashi V, and joining me today is.
Rye, and welcome to episode 36, where Rizaru can't get excited. And yes, I couldn't help but think of it as a penis euphemism the entire episode.
As soon as you said that, my brain literally told me to say, they make pills for that.
Uh, really, he just doesn't have his usual energy because Precious stole his heart, and without his heart, he just can't be passionate about what he cares about, which is his fabulous Showtime stuff.
Because without his heart, there is no showtime.
And it's interesting that he lost that. It made me think, what did Tank Joe lose? And I think what Tank Joe lost was his ironclad will. Because Tank Joe doesn't take orders, he gives them. But without his heart.
When you said ironclad will, I took that completely differently than how you intended. My brain went, they took his ability to run away from battle.
No, he still has that. Oh, so I said Tank Joe, but I meant Gadgelaeus.
Right, yeah, Gadgelaeus.
But yeah, I think that's what Gadgelaeus lost. I think he lost his will to
His
stand for him.
dominance.
Yeah, his dominance.
Meanwhile, Wizaru earned his.
So Ko, Bamba, and Asuna are training. Ko with Max, Ryu, Red. Bamba with Marisol, as we see before, and now Pink with Pakigaru. And I like this because Pakigaru complements Asuna's monstrous strength so well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like to me, she's most in line to use it. You know, gonna give the strength weapon to the strong person. That's the intelligent thing to do. That makes battle really easy.
So give the agility weapon to the fast person. Why hasn't Toa put on Pteranodon yet?
I have no idea. I mean, it'd be the perfect thing to do. Is like the only thing I could think of, like strategically. Yes, Pakigaru would be better for Toa, and Pterodon would be better for Asuna because that would offset their weakness. But that doesn't seem to matter in this show. It's just you're the one who's using it this week, and not in battle because you're not good enough.
Right, you're gonna use it, but only during a training session. When the actual monster shows up, you're gonna forget you have it.
Like that's the thing that bothers me so much with like these power ups and stuff like that is for the most part they're one offs. You may see a different character use it, but it will only ever really be used once.
I understand that Marisol isn't always useful. You can't always burn away your problems. But I would have loved to have seen Asuna. You put on Pakigaru, and as the Minosaur is running at her, try to punch him before he hits her. Even if it failed, I would have loved to have seen her try that. Like maybe if I hit him once, I can end it.
Like that's intelligent thinking. But as this episode shows, even the smart tactical person is a moron.
Melto's just a dick.
Yes, 100%. I think I know what his problem is. He can't openly date Odo, so he's pissed off that Toa has a girlfriend.
Oh my god.
It's the only thing that makes sense. Given the fact of everything Toa has accomplished on his own and done on his own, yeah, fuck you, Melto.
Yeah, Kanalo late for something, passes by a beautiful woman. But as he's about to hit on her, he finds out she's already on a date with Toa.
See, like the way that played out, like I forgot about the preview, so I forgot about the whole Toa's got a girlfriend thing.
Right, me too.
So when I saw it and he saved the ice cream and he gives it back to her and she's like, "Thank you, you saved his ice cream." My brain went, "He's gonna get all the press and watch. She's gonna give it to her son or something."
Or like her brother.
No, gives it to Toa. I'm like, "Oh right, that is a thing. I forgot about this setup."
Uh, and I don't think I've said it before, so I'm gonna say it now. I love the music that plays when Kanalo sees a pretty woman.
Oh yeah, that fairy music.
Uh,
Like the sad thing is like I've been trying to like fully place like that type of music. The only thing I can think of is like the fairy princess music.
it kind of sounds like a western to me, like a shootout is gonna happen.
I don't know why, but my brain still registers fairy princess. But then again, 90% of this show makes me think of Pirates of the Caribbean with its music, anyways.
Oh yeah, that's right. Uh, God, that first episode. So Kurion thinks he has a Minosaur that can get Wiseru excited. It is really fast. Yeah, yeah, I know.
It's Sonic,
That that phew. Oh, the internet.
and it's funny because it's blue.
Ah,
Well, bluish white, but
actually,
yeah.
I didn't even think of that. I was just thinking, he's trying to get Wiseru excited with something fast.
Right, and that's very all well and good, and in theory would work. But all I could think of the entire time was gotta go fast, gotta go fast,
I,
gotta go fast.
ah. So, uh, the real soldiers are on the scene except for Toa and Kanalo, and the Minosaur is just too fast for them to hit, even when Melto tries using Hayaso to meet its speed. They wonder why Toa didn't show up, and Kanalo does show up and explain, like, oh, he was on a date. And then Melto just gets fucking upset. Like, calling Toa out as not taking his position as a Ryusoulger seriously. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, when Toa was hanging out with the vet girl, like, he was on the fucking case when she got infected with the Minosaur. Like, when they all got captured in the cage and he was the only one left, he was actually broke them all out and rescued them. Fucking.
Hell,
To-
I'll take that a step further. Who the fuck was constantly fighting fucking Geysorg initially? The goddamn Toa and Bamba.
yeah, Toa and Bamba are almost always the first ones on the scene to fight the Minosaur, anyways. Like, Toa is fucking on top of it all the time. The one time he slips up, you're gonna treat him like a child?
Like I said, there's only one explanation,
Melto's just mad that Toa was on a date.
and he can't date Oto without Kanalo being pissy and or it being creepy.
Uh, you remember episode, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 when we had that pity party episode from Melto?
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
the one that officially now no longer amounts to anything because he's still a jackass.
Yeah, basically it amounted to him being upset that no one ever listened to him, so Ko was like, okay, I'll listen to you more. This is what that has amounted to.
Yeah, listen to me. It, God, I wanted to hit him this episode.
So, Kanalo, of course, overreacts thinking that Toa is looking to get married.
because that's
Which,
all Kanalo thinks
yeah,
about.
because that's what Kanelo's goal in finding a woman is. Which, yes, you date someone to look for a lifelong partner, but marriage is like 3 steps away.
And at the start of this episode, it's really like five with everything that we learn.
Right. We find out what's happening with Toa when you find out that he was actually like doing like exercises in suit and shit to get himself ready, like all nice and limber for training. And this girl fucking jumps him and steals his transformation key because she's like, "Hey, you're strong. Protect me from the bad guys."
And then lo and behold, there are no bad guys. Well, none that she initially wanted protecting from. I mean, unless you're counting the fact that the Minosaur was born from her.
I'm thinking
Yeah,
that's
I
what it
guess that would
was.
make sense. I guess
That's
that
what my
it,
interpretation was
the
like. Oh,
the
because as soon as she said that, I was like, "Oh, she birthed the Minosaur."
the issue I had with that was the dumb flashback that they gave for her.
Yeah, of her being pressured by her sponsors or managers, maybe. Like, you're not winning enough. You need to win your races more.
Which 100% is legitimate. Not gonna lie, that's how sponsorships and management work in that type of situation. You are
Well,
hired to do a
yeah.
thing, do a thing.
Like, yeah, especially sponsorships, because she's been getting a lot of bad faves for her losing streak. So the sponsors were like, hey, we made a deal because we want you to attract attention from popularity. You're not being popular.
Like, and especially in Japan, where like that's very much a big impact on your career in pretty much anything. It's like if you're not being popular, you're gone. Which is why a lot of actors and stuff start in like Toku because it's very easy to get recognized and be popular with.
And, like, for my school homework, I've been researching business in Japan a lot. Japan cares a lot more about long term investment than short term gain.
Right. Like they will bite the bullet on a short term game if they know that something will pay off in the long run.
Right.
That or they'll just remake the same property 80 times. Looking at you, Mario.
So, appropriately, uh, Ko is the only one that actually takes the time to listen to what Toa has to say. And Toa explains, okay, here's what's up. And so Ko says, oh, okay, you get that situated then, but we do need your help in fighting the Minosaur.
Which, like I was talking with you, is like initially when I watched this until I had your insight on, it, I was like the payoff for that would just ended up being stupid on to me with me watching it
Yeah,
because
like, that
he shows
I.
up after the fight's over, the main fight, and then it's oh yeah, go get in a Zord that you don't actually have to be in
Yeah,
because
like, that you have to think and justify it, it shows that it wasn't executed very well. But
because
that.
mind you, this is a show for kids.
Right.
Like usually this stuff, like if an adult is having to like think about it, you probably fucked up a little bit.
So, like, yeah, there's a. I do like that the show is encourages kids to think for themselves in a lot of aspects and doesn't openly state the obvious. But in this particular case, like, Toa's involvement in the fight doesn't very seem very consequential unless you justify it the way I did. Uh, so let's see here. Um, okay, so while all the Ryu soldiers are distracted with the Minosaur, and Toa goes to get his key back from the girl, He sees Creon attacking her with insults because, feed the Minosaur negative emotions. He also took the key from her and threatens to kill her if Toa fights back against the grunts. Creon actually, has it in him.
He can think like a general,
Yeah, like,
which further adds into my suspicion about him ultimately being the big bad. Which at
Creon,
this point, fuck you, that's the only thing I want now.
uh, uh, like, Toa makes a speech about expectations because that's what her problem is. Like, everyone expects a bunch from her that she can't live up to. Toa's like, well, even if no one expects anything from me, I still have my job to do. And then he uses a gravity soul to make his key so heavy Creon has to drop it. The girl throws herself over so that Creon can't pick it up again. That's great.
Oh, that was awesome.
A
Especially
norm
because,
a normal human stands up to them to like one of the monsters.
which is really rare that something like that happens. But to be fair, it happens a lot. But it's, at most once or twice a series. So it's always lovely when it happens. And the fact that this was the driving point because Creon started basically kicking her and shit, and
Right, he started beating
Toa
her
went
up.
the fuck off.
Oh yeah, Toa got pissed. Like, Toa is one of the nice ones. You don't piss off one of the nice ones. Uh, he fucking wrecks Creon once he gets his key back too. Creon actually has to retreat because he's worried he'll die.
Which was amazing. And honestly, to me, that was the better part of the episode. Like, I cared more about this than everything else that was going on in the episode.
For real. Like,
And
this
then
was.
also, like I mentioned to you before, Toa using a rider kick was fantastic. And I will call it nothing but a rider kick because fuck you, you lit his foot up. It's the rider kick.
Nothing but.
Them's the rules. Ask your own company. That's rider kick 101. It must light up.
Uh, so, meanwhile, the others fighting the Minosaur because Toa still hasn't shown up, come up with their own plan, which is sink it into the ground so it can't move. And then they just all wail on it.
Which is really intelligent. I'll give it that.
Yeah, that was a good move. It's just like, how long have you been able to do this?
Right. And why didn't you do this earlier?
Uh,
Like, by the time it came to the second fight, this should have already been figured out and should have been the first thing that happened. Like, immediately the monster showed up and this should have
like,
happened.
Moto is supposed to be the smart one here. But he was too busy yelling at Toa for what he wasn't doing than actually coming up with a solution. Uh, but yeah, they almost finish off the Minosaur, but unfortunately, the negative entry makes it grow big, so we get the mech fight. Toa joins in for this one, because he's not going to lose in a battle of speed. Uh, and this is where Vash's problem comes, is like, why did Toa need to be here for the mech fight? The only way I can justify it is that Toa is used to fighting at high speeds, unlike the others. So, like, even when Melto tried using Hyasol earlier, like, he couldn't keep up with the monster because he's not used to fighting at such fast speeds against an opponent that's also fast.
Which, again, is the only explanation.
So here in the mech fight, the same still applies. Yes, the mech can move that fast on its own, but Toa has experience moving that fast, and he cuts off the Minosaur before it can even start to run away. and makes sure that it can't move at all. He immobilizes it. He knows the weaknesses of his own fighting style.
Though I have one question, and I've had this question since last week. Why is the finisher done in space?
Because space is cool.
I understand the space is cool, but that should be a Shine Raptor, Cosmoraptor thing,
Um,
in my opinion.
I don't know, maybe.
Dinosaurs in space, not a great idea.
Well, the Droidons did flee to space when the meteor struck. So maybe this is just kind of symbolic of like returning them where they came from, whence they came.
Or that, we're gonna go kill you on your doorstep.
We'll take the fight to you next time.
Hey, boss guy, watch your underling die because you can't see it from your ship. We'll bring it to you.
That would have been
God,
metal if they did
like,
that in Ryusoulger.
oh, it would have. That would have been fucking amazing. I mean, it's not like they didn't know how to get in there. Jewel World was there.
Uh, so Toa talks to the girl who says that she's decided to stop being afraid of expectations and just do what she wants to do. So she's going to be going away, touring abroad for a while, but she wants to see Toa when she gets back, hoping that he'll be done his mission by then as well. And Toa
uh,
asks everyone, like, because she asks him, like, what are you going to do when your mission is done? And he doesn't know. So he asks everyone else, hey, what do you guys think you're going to do when we defeat the Droidons? Ko wants to
and
see the.
mind you, only 3 people answer.
Yeah, Ko wants to see the world. Asuna wants to eat food.
And Kanalo
Kano,
wants to get married.
Kanoa wants to get married. And then Bamba is just like, well, there's not going to be a future if we don't protect the Earth, so. Which is very Bamba answer, like, hey, I'm not thinking about that. I'm living in the now.
Right. That's the very muscle head of the group answer.
All right. And then Melto like piggybacks off his answer, like, right, we have to protect everyone on Earth. It's
Which, to be fair, is a never-ending mission.
right, like, yeah, okay, thanks Melto for not answering.
And of course, Austin is, I'm gonna eat everything. But yeah, in the end, Toa has a girlfriend. Officially. Toa is now in a long-distance relationship. And if that doesn't come full circle in the last episode, I'm gonna be pissed.
She's supposed to be touring on abroad for a year, so I would be shocked if we saw her again because, like, hey, it's been less than a year. Shouldn't you be gone?
But they could always do the epilogue because they've done it before, where it's X amount of time has passed.
Right. Or, like, hey, I haven't left yet kind of thing.
Right. It's like just getting everything planned out, and then like Toa goes with her,
That'd be
which
something.
which would be unlikely. I think the only person who would leave the group would be Kanalo. I think he'd go back to his ocean water palace. The one that only him and his sister live in. God, I feel bad for Kanalo.
Like, I think. I assume that there's more people living down there. They're just suffering from running out.
It's a sausage fest.
Uh, so, solid episode of, like, really.
Like once everything falls into place with the right explanation stuff, yeah, fantastic episode. Aside from Melto being a douche noodle.
When was the last time we had a Melto episode? Was it Paki Garu's introduction?
I want to say so, but that still wasn't a Melto episode.
But it feels like the closest we've gotten in a long time.
I want to say that's the closest we've gotten to since the first one.
Since, yeah, the pity party.
Since the pity party, that's the closest thing to a Melto episode.
Jeez. And he doesn't, like, he has the lowest, like, record of using the special power ups, too.
Yeah, because the only one he's used is Pocket. He's only used Pakigaru
Maybe
that one
Toa
time.
is, like, tied with him, but still.
But Toa is useful beyond
Like,
bitching about somebody.
like, Ko is the energetic forward fighter. Bamba is the like most skilled fighter. Uh, Toa is all about speed, and Asuna has her strength. What does Melto have?
Tactics.
Does he?
He should. I mean, there was an entire fucking episode about it. But yeah, he's
Like,
supposed to be the
okay,
one with the tactics,
okay.
but
Let's see here. So we've seen Ko solo like the water Minosaur when he first got Marisol. We've seen Toa solo the monster to rescue everyone else before. Um, we've seen Bamba solo monsters before, I believe.
we saw Kanalo solo
Well,
Gadgelius.
we saw Konoha solo Gadgeles like 3 times. We saw Asuna solo Tank Joe. Oh, the most significant thing I can think of that Melto has done was free Ko from the collapsing well or whatever.
Right, that's about the only thing I could think of.
Like, I think it's safe to
I'm
say
sure he
Melto
I'm
is the
sure he may have done more, but for the life of me I can't fucking think of one
like
damn useful majorly useful thing.
I think we can safely say Melto is the weakest Ryusoulger.
I would happily accept that.
It's like I can't think of a I can't think of a specific example where Bamba soloed the monster, but I feel like it had to have happened.
I mean, to be fair, he soloed Geizor.
There you go. That's actually like
And I will give Melto a little bit of credit because I'm sure Melto has soloed a monster. Again, for the life of me, I can't think of when it was, but I'm sure it has happened. At least he didn't solo a monster and die. So unfortunately, Nada was the weakest link.
no, no.
Nada just happened to be badass.
That is not fair because the monster that Nada was fighting was only taken down by Max Red.
I know I'm being a smartass. He's worse. He's worse than the guy that died.
Because the guy that died got shit done.
Yeah, and Theory should have gotten. I mean, to be fair, he also kicked the shit out of every real soldier too. So I got to give that one to Geisler and Nada. I don't care that half of it was the armor. But yeah, it's like in the end, it's like I could have done this entire episode without Melto, and it would have been better. Not much better, but better. Because to me, that him bitching about that to me was the dumbest thing in this entire episode. And Creon has a giant fork.
And like, no one's actually attacked Cree. Well, maybe they've attacked him, but no one's actually hit Creon before. Toa's the first to
Right,
act.
because like they've thrown attacks at him,
But
But
Creon
usually
always.
he'd pull the monster in front of him.
Right, Creon would get out of there. Toa is the first to not only actually hit Creon, but actually make him afraid that he might be defeated.
Which, to be fair, that's firmly expected of Creon getting hit. Fuck
And
this, I'm out.
like if Toa had ended him there, like that would remove the constant threat of the Minosaurs and just leave us with the generals.
Right, because and that's the weird thing with this series too is literally one of the grunts is solely responsible for creating the monsters.
And like the Minosaurs are the thing that the Droidons are known for, so Creon can't be the only one who knows how to create them, but he's the only one amongst these Droidons that knows because they keep relying on him for it.
Right, which to me my brain goes, the only one who can do it. Like it's that kind of consistency that makes me immediately go, he is the only one who can do it. Which to me is again the only other reason why my brain's going, he's the general. Like he's the big bad is because usually that's the big bad's thing.
You know what would be hilarious if that's true? The next episode preview, Precious wants Creon to be his right hand man.
I want I want Creon to accept it and then just turn around and fucking murder him. And then just stand over going, who the fuck do you think you are? Surprise, bitch. Like, I want that type of fucking reveal for Creon being the big bad. Just find his. Because to be fair, if you want to think about this logistically, like, he already know by this point, it's already well known that Precious has been out to be the leader of the Droidons.
Right.
That's well known throughout the Droidons. What better way to find out where and who and where your usurper is?
Right, like, because we know nothing about Droidon hierarchy. Like, we're calling these guys the generals, but that doesn't actually mean anything because they're just really strong Druidons. We don't know anything about them. They don't have an established hierarchy. They don't look at Precious and go, he's ranked above me. They look at him and go, he's stronger than us.
And more of an asshole.
Mostly that.
Mostly more of an asshole. But yeah, it's like, for one, there has to be a leader. Because the whole thing is based around tribes. All tribes have a leader.
And Precious wants that mantle.
Right. So, what better way for the person who does have that mantle than to create an offshoot of himself?
Oh, you know what'd
And
be
then
great?
just have that. And I want it to where Creon, like currently,
You,
is fully aware that he is the big bad guy.
like, you know what'd be great? Creon is a mushroom, right? He's a fungus. So what if he was just like he is like an offshoot, like he was like a spore from the like the original. Like he is basically the son of the big bad.
Right. It's like I still want it to where like not exactly sons as, but I mean for all intents and purposes that works too. But I want him to have like full knowledge that he is the big bad and he's just been playing dumb this entire time. Because he just wants to fucking have fun. And then it's, oh look, it's the asshole who's been trying to take my job.
It's like Gajuleus is an asshole who overworks him, but Gajuleus doesn't overstep his boundaries. Precious, however,
Fully oversteps boundaries. Because, like, honestly, I will be disappointed because we're, coming up in the last 10 episodes of this series?
uh,
Give or
either
take.
48 or 49 episodes, depending on if we take another break.
So we're fully, coming up on the final arc.
Yeah, this kind of felt like a transition to the final arc to me. Like, hey, what do you guys want to do when this is over? Very much feels like we're getting ready to end this kind of thing.
Right, because like it could be the build up to shit's about to go bad, and they're gonna have to, make peace with the fact that they're not gonna be able to do what they want, which is a standard Toku trope. And then, oh look, we won. Hey, I do get to do everything that I
So
wanted.
I do think Precious is gonna be ending in the next few episodes, uh, and then after the Precious arc will be like the final arc.
Which to me, there's still two other generals to get through. Because
That
Gadulaeus ain't dead.
right. You have Gajulas and Wizaru, and I think
Yeah,
Gajulas finally admits that he wants to team up with Wizaru. Like, all right, let's do this.
at which time, all Wiseru wants to do is make it flashy because it's the movie. I'm sorry, I watched the Gokaiger appearance, first appearance movie
The
in the
what?
crossover, and when Gokaiger first appeared in the
Oh,
Shinkenger movie, and where they blatantly went, this is the movie, let's make it even flashier than usual.
uh, I love how they tied that into the main series too.
That was the best thing that they did. Because usually they're just, random offshoot things and it's not canon in any way, shape, or form.
Right,
They made that canon.
like at some
Gokaiger
point
made that
the
entire
ghost
fucking movie canon.
at some point the Gosaigers did show up and fight that random monster during the Shinkenger and Goanger movie. But like, hey, the Gokaigers showing up during the other Gosaiger movie, like, nah man, that's real. Here's when it happened in series.
Right, like, because it was them going to get Ninjor.
Yeah, it involves time travel.
And they left Silver with him to watch him, and they went, oh yeah, by the way, we gotta go do a thing. We'll be right back. I'm like, that's fantastic. Which I've realized we now ended this off topic, but whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Thanks for joining us tonight, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow for Kamen Rider Zeo. God damn it! God damn it!
It
Zero
wasn't
one.
me. I didn't flub.
Kamen Rider 01.
Yes, we'll be back for the good show, not the bad show. For now, until that fucking movie comes out. Thank you all for joining us. Like I said, we'll be back tomorrow with Kamen Rider 01, and we'll be back next week with more Kishiryu Sentai Ryusoulger. Thank you all for listening.